Today we're going to talk about the Old Testament's 10 Commandments and the New Testament's greatest commandments. The Old Testament commandments can be found over there at Exodus chapter 20 verses 1 through 17. 1. I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. 2. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. 3. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. 4. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 5. Honor thy mother and thy father. 6. Thou shalt not kill. 7. Thou shalt not commit adultery. 8. Thou shalt not steal. 9. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And 10. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's goods. First commandment, God releases his children out of the bondage of the serpent. He's saying you're no longer slaves to the system, so don't put them above me no more. First and second commandment are tethered to one another. Both deal with doing away with idolatry. First commandment is talking about the who. The second commandment is talking about the what. I'm going to dive deeper into this later on when we start to talk about different levels of idolatry, but let's move on. Third commandment is a true definition of put some respect on my name. Using the Lord's name in vain is showing disregard to the power that comes behind it. Honor is required at all times when it comes to the Most High. Number 4, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. I made a whole video about this one. Verse 9 says, 6 days you will do all of your labor. Verse 10 says, but on the 7th day you will rest and have a dedication day to the Lord your God. Sabbath is not pinned down to a particular day of the week. After 6 days, it's the 7th day that you rest on, whatever day of the week that falls on. God tells us to honor thy mother and thy father. What is honor? Honor is to respect and obey and care for your parents. Ephesians 6 and 2 told us that this is the first commandment that comes with a promise. The promise is listed over there at Exodus chapter 20 verse 12. It says, so your days will be prolonged in the land that the Lord your God has given you. Meaning there is an inheritance that comes behind honoring your parents. Not from man, but from God himself. It involves land and long life. But let's keep going. Shall not commit murder, unjustified or deliberate homicide. Murder does not include accidental death, but it does include suicide. Thou shalt not commit adultery. That includes any and all sexual acts that does not involve your husband or your wife. You shall not steal, secretly, openly, fraudulently, through carelessness. None of that. You shall not bear false witness. It is lying, withholding the truth, or manipulating the truth against your neighbor. These are white lies and half-truths. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's goods. And ask yourself what's the difference between coveting thy neighbor's goods and stealing thy neighbor's goods. Stealing is the action, where coveting is the desire, envying. Sin starts from the thought of desire. And even though the 10th commandment is last, it is the seed to provoke oneself to breaking the other 9. Now, the first 4 commandments talked about man's relationship with God. The last 6 talked about man's relationship with man. Meaning 40% of the commandments was about how we do unto God. And the other 60% was about how we treat one another. Come on.